sits ball bearings in a truck axle. The only difference with that is this stone is almost 9 feet tall. To be able to drill a hole that precise,
Here, will you take her?
all the way through the rock with the tools that he was using, is
Hand her to
considered to
me.
be impossible. A lot of researchers said that you would need some type of laser tool to be able to do that. But Ed was an alien, so I guess it was a little easy. And about that, they did sadly get stuck for the first time in 1986. And they did get some engineers to come and
Can't
fix
see.
it this
There's
time.
so much
And they did
glare.
fix it. But they also took a piece of stone that is balanced on top of
Where did
it
it
because
go?
it
There
wasn't
it is.
core, and they couldn't identify it. So they took a piece and sent it to the University of Florida to be examined. Well, the University of Florida came back and said that they also couldn't identify it, and that it might not even be from this planet. So Ed wasn't it. But a lot of people believe it might be a piece of a meteorite, which is possible. But a lot of people believe that he brought it from his planet as well, which is also possible. But to this day, we still have not discovered what type of stone that the 9-ton gate sits on top of. Pretty interesting. Now it worked for a little bit after, but sadly it did get stuck again in 2004, and they decided after that to just leave it alone because they were afraid if they kept trying to fix it, they might break it. So they just left it alone. But it actually used to be turned diagonal, and it took 20 people to come and move it just a few inches to get it where it is now. That's how heavy it was. But you'll see in the documentary little children come up to it and just barely push it with their finger, and it'll start to spin all around with it. It's very fascinating. All 18,000 pounds of it, a 9-ton gate. Now, if you all turn your attention up this way, this is Ed's throne room. And every single chair up here, except for one, used to be a rocking chair, but they used to rock back and forth. Now, this one in the front, in the center, was for Ed. This one in the middle for his love, Agnes. And the smaller one beside it for the child that he
Where
wanted
did it
to
go? I
have.
lost it.
But this one in the back here is said to be the
Where
most
did you go? There you
chair in
are.
the whole park. And it also never rocked. Can you guess who that
I don't
one
know
might
if
be?
my phone is getting this.
The mother-in-law. And he said, well, the more uncomfortable she was, the shorter she stayed. Now, technically he didn't have one though because he never made one. So, anyway, still pretty close. Now, if you look at those though, you see that there were planets and moons up here. So, far left, you have Mars, Saturn, Jupiter.
I mean, I guess it could be a Mylar balloon. Don't know.
I don't know either. I didn't even know he just had a crescent phase, but it does.
I don't know. I just don't think that's a Mylar. It is.
But the cool thing about it is,
I don't think so.
behind Mars and Saturn, the actual planets will sit up there behind both of them. For a lot.
I don't know what that
I
is.
don't know how to figure that out. But other than that, that's about all I know about it. A lot of people believe that it represents different gods in this country. But I talked to a lot of people the other day, and they said that I have no idea what it means. Maybe it's just like space, because it's the same. Well, Ed did have tools to get these stones up out of the ground. He had chain falls and he had tripods. But all of those can only lift so much weight, especially with just one person. Now, some of the heaviest of them could lift 8 to 10 tons, which is a lot. But you've already seen that there's stones here that weigh well over that, including this one here. This stone in the
I
middle,
saw
with the
another
pieces
one
on top of it, is called the King Stone.
Probably
That
my
rock
eyes
weighs
playing
30
tricks.
tons. And somehow, all by himself in the dark, he came out, pulled it out of the ground, picked it up, moved it by himself, placed it upright by himself, and then he put more stones on top of it. Now his tripods were tall, but not that tall. And the way they're built, the higher you go, the more narrow the tripod gets. And also the weaker. He would not have been able to use his tripod to get
What
these
are
stones up
you?
here, or build his tower. Some of the stones in his tower weigh 10 tons alone, and he got them 30 feet up in the air by himself, in the dark, once again. Now, I'll say something about the theories in a second, but first I'm going to tell you what this symbol at the top means. One, it has two meanings. One is that it represents the burial chamber of the king in the Great Pyramid of Giza, which it does. But the other one, the triangular shaped piece at the top there, is also a symbol for God in his own country of life. So maybe he mixed them
We
together.
are at
Or
Coral
maybe it's something
Castle.
completely different, because once again,
Yeah,
it's explained.
Homestead, Florida.
But
Near
you can also
Homestead,
see
in
up here the
Homestead.
crown. And this is the heaviest stone in the whole
Where?
park. So we named it Queenstown.
Got here
Now,
last
onto the
night.
theories. There's a couple different ones. One is, of course, the
Came to
alien one
Coral
that we know.
Castle.
But there's another one
Today,
that uses
Sunday,
magnetism or magnets
the
to attract rocks
28th.
upwards to make them lighter. Now that'd be very fascinating, but you can't
I
magnetize
thought I was
lines.
recording earlier. I would have been
Possible.
recording for like
But
20
there's another
minutes. I
interesting
realized I
theory
never hit
that he
record,
was
so
using
I don't
sound
even know
waves or
now.
acoustic vibrations to
I
actually
could have
levitate
sworn I
the
saw
rocks.
another one.
Now some kids would come at night and they'd spy on him, and they'd say that he would sing and chant to the rocks and they would levitate. Now when I tried it, it didn't work.
Where are you?
I don't know. But
There you are.
what he was actually doing is pretty simple. This whole area was surrounded by a pine forest. And what he'd do is he'd go out and cut down pine logs. Then he'd place them on the ground in a row. Then he would place the stones on top of them to roll them around. But at night, you wouldn't see the logs. You just see the very bright white stone in the air. So it looked like he was levitating. But, you know, maybe he was. But as far as I know, that's what he was actually doing. Pretty cool. But,
Wow.
now, on to the next little piece.
My
here.
arm's getting
Right,
tired.
This is called the moon count. And the first thing that you'll notice is that it has stripes in it. That means it came from its first part. Now each one of these stripes here weighs about 18 tons. And the centerpiece full moon is around 23 tons. And there's also a reference to his love. He always referred to Agnes as his sweet 16. And he carved curves going all the way around the mountain. And if you count them, can you guess how many people are? 16 of you guys are there. We are 16 of us to her. So this was actually his pond. And he had fish in here. And he actually trained bass to come and eat right out of his hand. And it also, of course, let the kids come up and feed the fish as well. So there's an interesting